if you are looking to try and get on the housing ladder and you're in London and you're in a 34 times average income kind of thing, but we're talking average income as far as in the UK, right? We're not talking average income as in London. In London, you might find that it's maybe, instead of being, sort of 8 times the person's salary, London might be sort of 6 times that person's salary.
And I guess it's couples as well, isn't it? It's 8 times, it's 4.5 times a couple's income, which is probably 8 times one person's income. So
Yes.
you're probably getting less of a single person buying their own home, and then when they finally married, there's 2 houses and they might rent one out and so on. It's like the first purchase is the couple purchase.
Yeah, and we have got lenders that'll take 4 incomes into account, right? So you can
4 incomes. Got the kids in the minds, mate. I told you.
We've got, like you get a group of friends together and they go and buy themselves a property,
So they own the house share, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But it's a way onto the ladder.
Yeah.
Let's get the boys together, Damo.
Yeah.
Rather than getting, shared ownership and all these other things where, you're getting involved with a big corporate, you're doing it on your own back. Because the other thing that we got, though, I say bank of mom and dad, is we've got this thing called joint borrower sole proprietor, right, which helps a hell of a lot with people who mom and dad or the kids have got a deposit from an inheritance or savings or whatever it might be, but their income is not high enough to afford the house that they want to buy. We have got the option of adding either a partner, an unmarried partner, in where both of you are used for affordability. So you both have jobs, both your incomes go towards affordability, but only one person's name is on the title deed. And that's why you have to be an unmarried partner, because that works on that basis. But vast majority of this was devised so that mom or dad who have got an income can jump on that mortgage and help that kid afford the property that they want to buy, or because areas are quite expensive, they can afford that property that they want to buy while they're in their first year of you could use a doctor or you could use a lawyer or an accountant or whatever it might be. An accountant starts off, he earns very little, but his trajectory is quite high. So that person can come in, do joint borrower sole proprietor, mom and dad, help him afford it. Mom and dad are there as guarantors.
I was about to say, it's a bit like a guarantor when you get
but
a flat.
it replaced the guarantor mortgage, because a guarantor mortgage doesn't exist anymore, because the lenders really found out the hard way that the paper that it was written on wasn't really worth it.
Well, the guarantor's like, I'm not paying when it...
No, but I mean, they didn't really have they didn't have a document behind it that was strong enough to actually enforce them to pay. Okay. So that's why we've had this change. So we've now got this joint borrower sole proprietor situation. It has pros and cons, because, generally the older your parents are, that limits your term that you can have. And that's why a lot of the cases we end up still remortgaging mom and dad's house, giving the money to the kids by way of a gift.
I mean, we laugh about bank of mum and dad, and there'll be people that have benefited from that. And I don't want them to feel ashamed about that, because I'll do that for my son. But I also want to acknowledge the fact that there's a lot of people that don't have that support, and that's why it's so difficult for them.
But those people can still get the same advice. They can still get the same help. They can still know what their options are. And, I'll be honest with you, I think a lot of people just assume that they can't do something.
This was from our full-length conversation with mortgage broker Anthony Emerson, where we focused on everything you need to know about mortgages. You can watch the full episode right here.